If you're somebody who's used to using Shopify, you probably know how useful Shopify can be in building an online e-commerce store. That being said, it's not necessarily true that Shopify is the best e-commerce builder out there. There are tons of different alternatives to choose from, and in today's video, I'll be breaking down my top 5. Each of these alternatives have their own benefits and specific things that are different than Shopify that make them worth using over Shopify. I'll be breaking down everything you need to know about each of these alternatives, from their features to their price points, and even how you can use them to start building an online store today. Make sure to watch this video all the way through and don't skip around. We'll be showing you guys how to get access to some of the best deals and discounts available thanks to the links that we have for some of these services. You're not going to want to miss out on the amount of savings that you can have if you're thinking about getting started with any of these. Also, of course, make sure to like this video and let's get into the very first alternative. Now, the first alternative we'll be talking about today is Replo. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar with Shopify, you might know that they have their own built-in store editor. That being said, though, it doesn't have everything you could possibly need. And because Shopify store editor isn't perfect, there's tons of alternatives out there that fill in the gaps. One of the best examples of this is Replo. Replo essentially allows you to circumvent Shopify's store editor and build your very own store on Replo's platform. The reason you would want to do this is because Replo has a ton of different and new features that Shopify's store editor does not have. Let's cover some of Replo's features and see why it actually stands out as such a great alternative to Shopify's built-in store editor. One of Replo's main benefits is that they offer a drag and drop store editor. What this does for you is essentially allows you to pick up things on your website and drag them around and drop them to any place that you want, meaning that editing websites is no longer some difficult, arduous. It's super easy and intuitive. One of the other benefits about Replo is that it seamlessly integrates with Shopify in the first place, meaning that if you already have an existing website or storefront, you can seamlessly integrate it with Replo and start editing that website page. Replo also has some built-in SEO tools that are super helpful to utilize. This means that your website will be that much more discoverable in the search bar. And of course, this is also just another super helpful marketing tool. Replo also has full functionality with a variety of different third-party apps, which is super helpful given the fact that most majorly successful Shopify stores utilize at least 10 to 15 different third-party apps. Not only to mention that customer support is also super available and always ready to answer any questions that you might have. If you want to get started with Replo and get a great deal in the process, make sure to use the link down in the description of this video. Once you guys click that link, you'll be taken to a page that looks like this. This is where you can enter in your work email, your password, and then hit create an account. When it comes to pricing, they have a host of different pricing plans you can choose from. They have their basic plan, which is about $99 a month, their standard plan, which is about $249 a month, and then they have their growth and enterprise plans, which are of course on a case-by-case basis. For their basic and standard plans, you really only probably need the basic plan given all of the features that you're going to get access to. Things like unlimited drafts, 10 published pages, 10 published sections, and of course over 200 plus marketplace templates are just a few of the benefits and features that you'll get access to. That's pretty much everything you need to know about Replo, so let's get into our next alternative, which is Wix. Given the fact that they have full e-commerce functionality, there's a ton of new features that you have at your disposal when you're building an e-commerce site on Wix. The first of these is pretty much what every website builder has, which is a drag and drop editor that's super easy to use. Most website builders are transitioning to this style of editor, and it just makes things so much easier to actually build in the first place, especially for an e-commerce store. Now, one of Wix's main benefits is that they are basically a direct competitor to Shopify, given the fact that they have the full e-commerce functionality that we talked about earlier. One of the biggest benefits that Wix offers is their intuitive dashboard. This is a dashboard that at a glance will allow you to see any of the important details, numbers, or information that you might need to know at any given point about your e-commerce site. Things like active users, abandoned carts, most popular products, and a host of other things that are super important to know. There's also a super helpful automation that automatically calculates sales tax that Wix does. Also, one of the big benefits here is that they actually provide a in-house abandoned cart tool. Shopify doesn't really have a great system for this yet, and Wix already has this on their website builder in the first place. There's also, of course, super helpful marketing tools, things like SEO and keywords, and of course, you even get access to social media integrations. Now, one of the coolest things about Wix is that you can actually start with it for completely free. You don't have to pay any money, and you don't even have to sign up for any subscription plan. You simply enter in your email address, and you can click the Get Started button, and you're good to go. When it comes to the actual pricing plans themselves, they all come with a 14-day money-back guarantee, plus they're all specifically tailored to the types of needs that you need inside of your business. If you're somebody who wants access to the full e-commerce suite of features, I definitely would recommend going with the business plan. It's $36 a month, and that's how you're going to get access to their standard e-commerce plan. If you want something a little bit more advanced and get access to their advanced e-commerce features, I definitely would recommend checking out the business elite plan. But if you're just dipping your toes in, it doesn't mean that you can't get started for free. Not only to mention that too, but the basic plans are very affordable for their pricing. And that's pretty much everything you need to know about Wix and its e-commerce functionality. Let's get into our next Shopify alternative, which is Squarespace. If you've been on the internet for any amount of time, you're probably familiar with Squarespace. You probably have already heard how great of a website building tool Squarespace is. However, you might not have heard about their e-commerce functionality. Really quick here, I'm going to show you guys how easy it is to start building an e-commerce store with Squarespace in just a matter of moments. All you guys have to do is head down to the link down in the description of this video, click the Squarespace link, and you'll be taken to a page that looks like this. You'll then simply hit the Get Started button, and then you'll simply pick one of these templates. We're going to create a clothing brand, so we're going to look for a clothing brand template. I decided that I like the way this template looks, so we're going to go with this one. All we have to do now is choose what the color palette's going to be, and then hit the Start with this design button. We then just have to create a quick account, and then just like that, we are inside of our website. All we have to do now is give our website a name, and then we can start editing our pages. As you can see, we are now officially able to edit our Squarespace website. To actually make this an e-commerce website, all we have to do is head over to the left here and click the selling option. Once we've clicked the selling option, we'll then have access to the products category, orders category, finance, discounts, and selling tools. To add our products, we simply click on the products, and then we can add any of these specific products. It really is that easy to get started with the e-commerce functionality of Squarespace, and it's definitely why we would recommend getting started with them if you're thinking about an alternative to Shopify. Let me know down in the comments below if you've ever utilized Squarespace to sell products. Let me know how that experience went. Now, the very next Shopify alternative is one that is super affordable and just as easy to use. It's of course called Hostinger, and Hostinger has incredible options when it comes to domain hosting and web hosting. But that's not the main focus here. We'll be talking about how to build an e-commerce store. One of the easiest benefits to have here is actually utilizing Hostinger's AI website builder. Their AI website builder allows you to custom tailor specifically what type of website you want to build. If you've just gotten started with building a website, you literally just type in a few details about the type of website you want to create, and Hostinger will do all the work for you. They'll build out a beautiful looking website in a matter of moments, and everything will be exactly as you want it to be. All you'll simply have to do then is do a few edits and changes, and it should be ready to go. And once again, for Hostinger, adding products to this type of website is incredibly easy as well. All you simply have to do is head over to the tab that says Add Products, and it's just as easy to actually put those products on the website. Now that we've covered those alternatives, let's get into our very last alternative, which is WooCommerce. WooCommerce is a very interesting alternative. Given the fact that it is a Shopify plugin, it also stands alone as an e-commerce builder. WooCommerce is one of the easiest ways to actually integrate e-commerce functionality into your WordPress website. If you build a WordPress website with something like Hostinger, this is going to be the way that you're actually selling products on it in the first place. They support all types of range of payment gateways like PayPal, Stripe, and even Square. You can do pretty much everything you can do on Shopify, like manage your inventory, track purchases, and of course process orders. WooCommerce also has extensive plugin support if you're looking for third-party applications that you want to add to your website. And one of the most interesting parts about WooCommerce is that it's open source. This means that you have free reign to basically customize anything and everything you can think of on the website. From elements to sections to even the actual code that the website is built on, you can change and fix all of it if you want. And of course, WooCommerce also has full multi-language support, which is super helpful if you're somebody who's selling in a different country. In general, I think all of these alternatives have their own benefits and features that make them worth looking at. If you're somebody who's just getting started, I would really recommend checking out Wix because it is the cheapest and most affordable option. If you're somebody who's more into website building and you want to have e-commerce functionality as an afterthought, I would check out something like Squarespace or Hostinger. And then of course, also think about pairing those with WooCommerce, as that's going to be very helpful for you to have. And then of course, utilizing Replo as a website editor is just that much more effective than utilizing Shopify's onboard website editor. Each of these alternatives have their own benefits. I'd love to know down in the comments below what you guys think. Let me know if you utilized any of these alternatives before, or if you're thinking about getting started with any of them. Speaking of getting started, if you guys want the best deals and discounts possible, make sure to use the links down in the description to get started with all these services. Also keep in mind that each of those links are an affiliate link, and we do earn a small commission from each sign up, so thank you in advance for supporting the channel. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new, and other than that, I'll see you guys in a future video.